Hello everybody and welcome back. They call me Muse and this is indeed more of the last Hero of Nostalgaia, where today we are Blade the Bold. Look how brave we are. With our big shield and our memory saber. May as well look the part of a hero. Aha! Brittany Clarkson. The mystery is solved somewhat. Brittany Clarkson we met earlier, I think. Or at least we met someone who kept saying their name. Some sort of PvP fight we've got going on. But Brittany Clarkson is down. Who's next? Kim Jae-young. There you go. Got a mace. But you're still vulnerable to backstabs. So that's nice. Oh, you hit hard though. I'll give you that. But down you go. Whose name are you calling there? Fatima Hassan. Where you at, Fatima? A spear. It's more cool music. And more backstabs. Down goes Fatima. Are we going to fight Brendan Merkel at the end? Well, we've got Robert Davis next. Where you at, Robbie? Ooh, you got big bonks. I tried a greatsword once. It left me vulnerable to attacks. You might be noticing that now. Down you go. They're chanting Brendan Merkel there. Is it the final one? Or is that that? Maybe that's that. Very well, we may have bested all of the anti-heroes. Looks like many others tried and failed. And now it's almost too quiet. Plenty of memory for that. Impressive. And so we're up on top of the old arena. And there it is. Try finger butthole. What if we try sword butthole? I don't know if you'd like that. All told. But now we can press on beyond this arena. Boarded up doors. Barricaded doors. There's Brendan Merkel. I was wondering where you were, friend. Well, we are the hero here. You will not stop us. And there it is, we finished them. And we got some new gear. Brendan's gear, I feel. It looks like it's heavier than anything we've got so far, and its memory lingers in the Hall of Heroes. And so the anti-heroes have fallen. And this staircase, I presume, leads to the narrator's study. Oh, it's lovely in here. Yes. Bit of cheese, bit of bread there, and what appears to be a Brussels sprout. Very nice. Nice view out over the ocean. So, I guess these will be the plot threads, won't they? Does that mean we need to remember the nice dagger that we picked up? So, when Mercutio first abandoned his duty, my wielder wept. It was a drastic departure from the script which he had painstakingly supervised. So profound was my master's trust in the system, he chose to believe the sin would unfold as part of a larger tale. With each successive cycle, the Great Ones grew more depraved, and the story my wielder loved degenerated. The task of supporting so many competing heroes' narratives became impossible, and his trust that a redemption arc would emerge out of the pixels was forgotten. That's us. We are the redemption arc. The events which transpire upon Nostalgaia controlled my wielder as much as my wielder controlled the events. They were intimately bound together by the threads of our vast narrative. As the world rejected its heroes, so too my wielder began to hate them, but in hating them he had to hate the process that he was tied to. He spiraled into despair, resentment and antagonism. But beneath that antagonism the love endured, waiting for hope. Very well. Now, let's equip the plot thread scissors. And sever the threads. And there we go. That might well be the lair of the adversary. So I guess we can now make our way in there and face the pipe layer. Don't know what's become of Nero. He was still hanging around in start sequence when we left him. We could go back that way and into NPC City. Does that help us, or should we just go back through the tunnel? Right, we should probably check as well. Let's have a look. So, Merkel's set. Heroes were documented and catalogued as the first step in the greeting ritual. Okay. We can probably guess where that's located. And did we get a weapon from him? Did we get a giant hammer? Yeah, we did. I was picked up where my wielder fell. Its memory's location is known by a relic whose memory was found in the Hall of Heroes. So these are the only things we've found so far in the Hall of Heroes. Easy target in the welcome uniform. And it says whose memory was found in Hall of Heroes, which suggests we've already found it. Yeah, because that one's known by a relic whose memory lingers in the depths. So that suggests we haven't discovered the depth-based one that this irrelevant appendage is connected to. Whereas this one suggests that, yeah, something that was found in the Hall of Heroes. It's picked up where my wielder fell. I mean, they were picked up where their wielder fell, so that suggests that the hero... Well, it was picked up by Merkel, where their wielder fell, and their wielder would have been a hero, I guess. So where another hero fell. Either way, we're going to have to go back through to the start of this area, I feel. But I also want to just spend these memories that we've picked up. There we go, level 75 now. So we've got a few different things to do at this point. We've got to figure out where a hero might have fallen. We've got to remember Merkel's gear. We've got plot threads for Vengeance and Nero to figure out at some point. Been a while, lads, since we came all the way back here. But yes, here we are once again. So, this could be the sort of spot where a hero may have fallen. Although that one didn't really fall so much as get hanged. But yeah, let's get back to the start here. This looks like a spot where heroes may have been catalogued and whatnot. So, where's our chess pieces? And where's Brendan Merkel's gear? Looks pretty stylish. So when heroes stopped sacrificing themselves back into Nostal Gaia, the anti-heroes formed. Their aspiration was to make every NPC into a new kind of hero, so they themselves could complete the Great Ritual. But they were forbidden from participation because they didn't have the authorizing documentation, the heroic icons. It's the icons themselves that carry a hero's legacy back into Nostal Gaia's heart. And as a consequence, anti-hero NPCs were unable to interact with her beacons. So, this original hero spawned with the intention of enforcing right order, traversed the realms requesting to see every champion's papers, with a threatening, please. Papers, please. When he approached the anti-hero Brendan Merkel, he received a different proof of the champion's aptitude. Merkel pulverised my wearer with his vincible hammer. The beating was reminiscent of the Fruit Tree battle, where the hammer itself had been claimed. Merkel had new decrees affixed upon me to expunge the old tradition and spread the new order. Now, there's a fruit tree in Festival Row. Maybe that's where the hammer gets remembered. We've got a few things that need remembering at this point. We've already hit the maximum insight bonuses, but we've got 58 things remembered. If we look at the compendium, we can see there's various bits and bobs. That one's remembered in the Lair of the Adversary, which is how I knew that that is a place that we can go to at some point. That one's known by a relic whose memory lingers in Ore Shaft. That, I think, is Lair of the Adversary again. And then Stern Glare we've sorted. That's relevant to the depths, apparently. And then Edge of Entropy we've sorted. So the projector, that is in the depths, it seems. Bioluminescent creatures flitted on the site of my hero's fall. So we've got to go and find that in the depths. We've got loot heroes loot. The desire of heroes like mine to be the only star of the stage. So I think we've got two things in Festival Row. And then let's see. Oh yeah, we've still got to actually do Bold's Blade Bulwark. Keeper of the Stolen Crown. My wearer yearns to be the shape within the silhouettes of her posters. So, up in the room of Wunder Schönenberg, maybe? And then start of sequence. Yeah, that's something to do with the tutorial area. And then the cipher is in an undiscovered area, so I think that's probably the Lair of the Adversary again. So we've got some stops to make if we want to remember all this stuff. Depth, Festival Row, start sequence. Keep of the Stolen Crown. Now, we could get back to the keep pretty easily, couldn't we? If we went through the shortcut from sequence, I think. But we also need to get back to the early parts of sequence for the tutorial stuff, I think. So that should probably be our first stop. This is going to test all of my memory of how do we get anywhere from anywhere else. Because currently I've got no idea where I'm going to be going or what I'm going to be doing. Let's make our first stop start sequence, which is this way. Right, so we've remembered that much. At least. So, somewhere in this tutorial area, we are looking for something to do with giving back. Not golden glitter, but ultimately humility. Well, humility and ultimately sacrifice. So we're looking for humility, giving back. Forgot about you. Tough enemies around here, aren't they? Should have remembered that. Now, are these doors just never going to open? Are they decoy doors? Come on now. Still not getting as many crits as I'd like. Sad times. So we've got a little drop down there, but that just... no help, I don't think. Tutorial 3 is friendly NPCs. And then that leads through to the fake beacon. But back here and downstairs, there's something. Is that an area we've been before? Cheeky bugger. Right, that's enough of your nonsense. Can we heal in time? Just about. So what is down here? Anything? Much? A bench, and there was a ladder, wasn't there? Which takes us where exactly? Nowhere much. Right, tutorial 5 was consumables. Doesn't appear to be anything outstanding around here. Anything particularly spectacular. Just regular old enemies. Oh, and this is what led to the beacon, isn't it? Because that's where I found the welcome set. Yep, so there's a beacon there. Do we want to use it, or do we want to leave it? There's this shit. Pretty sure he's got nothing to do with it. But we'll double check. Oh, jeez. This is indeed the spot. Right, we'll have to read you in a minute, friend, because we are getting wrecked, apparently. Maybe we should have used the beacon. Nah, it's only 10,000 runes. Most importantly, we've unlocked the heart of a hero. So, the spirit of heroism had once bestowed every new hero spawn with the blessings of heroism past, but after the heroes forsook the great ritual, the spirit fell to despair. I was crafted in the spirit's likeness. Out of a desperate hope, I might remind prospective heroes of where their own courage is meant to lie and lead, but I too became a symbol of the despair. The spirit of heroism was the manifestation of all heroism which had ever affected Nostal Gaia, and heroism had lost its meaning. I never taught anyone about sacrifice, about giving back through the beacons. I never led anyone back to the heart. Sad. But yeah, we've got to visit the heart at some point soon, but I also want to pop back to the Keep of the Stolen Crown and get this armour upgraded. Because that seems like something that we could do at this point. Now, where was the elevator that we were going to take to get there? It wasn't back that way, was it? It was past the narrator fight, I think. So I just missed it on my way down this flight of stairs. Could have sworn it was in this area, but it definitely wasn't down that clock tower, was it? Unless I'm misremembering and it was down in NPC City. That's the only other place of merit we've been recently, right? But then no, there wasn't any other way back, was there? From... I suppose it can't hurt to check, because we can always use a fireplace stone to get back. But I feel like there was nothing else up in this direction, aside from the arena and the Merkel fight and the narrator's study. So yeah, turns out there's nothing else up here in the study. But come next time I will have remembered how to get back to the Keep of the Stolen Crown quickly. And we're going to do our best to get this armour set upgraded. And then we're probably going to swap it out for a different one anyway. Thanks for watching, friends.